The second half of the alignment procedure for this particular radio requires us to adjust 3 trimmer caps in this can, and this can. And it also requires us to go down there in that hole down there and adjust what's called the low frequency compensators for both the broadcast band and the police band. Following the procedure through, we started out by connecting our signal generator to the grid cap of the 6A7 and removing that wire. And that was to adjust the first and second IF cans. The rest of the procedure, beginning with the wave trap on the rear of the paper, says to connect your signal generator to the antenna down here, which is where I have it. The alignment procedure says to set up the signal generator for 1700 kilocycles and then set the dial scale on the broadcast band to 1700 kilocycles, and then to adjust the 3 trimmer caps, number 14, number 6, and number 10 on the schematic, which are the oscillator, antenna, and RF. And we're supposed to tweak them for maximum output on the meter. So we have our frequency generator now set up to 1700. We have the dial here. Let me get the sunlight out of the way here. It's kind of killing us. There we go. That's a little better. We've got the dial set for 1700. Now you'll notice it's a little bit off, so when I turn the dial back and forth, you'll pick up the signal from the signal generator. Now watch. See, it's a little bit off. A little bit off. So what we're going to do is set it right on 17. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead and adjust. The ones we have to adjust are this one, and then this one, and then this one. So let's start with the oscillator. That's what it says to start with, and that's the one we're going to start with. We're going to stick the old screwdriver down in there, if I can find that slot. And then we're going to watch our little old meter as usual. We're going to look for an up-high scale. There we go. She's going up, 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 up. We're currently on the 1 volt scale, by the way. Up, 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 up. Looks like we're going to have to go to the next scale. We want that baby to go way up there. Okay, we're now in the 5 volt scale. Let's see what happens now. Further up. Up, 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 up. There she is, peeking over. Boy, this baby. Peeking over again. Going to be rough on this one. Looks like that's about it. I go any higher and she's going to drop down quickly. Very touchy little coil or capacitor. This is what you got to do. Looks like about it right there. Now we'll do, let's crank down the tone here a little bit. We're a little bit too high. Bring down the attenuator. We don't need quite that much. We got our volume up all the way in the broadcast band, like I said. Let's see what she looks like now. Right on 1700. Okay, now we got to do the antenna, which is this one right here. Same thing. Up, 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 up. Up, drops down. Right there is where we want it. Right there. That's good. And I think we can turn our attenuator down even further. Keep that signal low. Okay? Alright, next one we'll adjust is the RF. We'll go down in here. This is the RF can and the RF trimmer cap. Let's see what this one does for us. This is all still on the broadcast band. Up, 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 up. Not too bad. Up, and then she's dropping over right there. Right there, she's dropping over. Okay, get it back up. Right about there. Okay, now we can crank the signal down even further. Take it on down there. And we can go through and do the same adjustments again, which I will do. I'll go, no sense in boring you doing it again, but we go back and forth until we peak out each one to the maximum on the broadcast band. Alright, that's done. The next step says to tune the receiver to 600 kilocycles and adjust the signal generator also to 600 kilocycles, and then adjust the oscillator low frequency standard compensator, which is that screw down in the center of that hole. It's got a screw down there with a nut around it. So let's set that up. Alright, we're set up for 600 kilocycles, and we have our standard broadcast band set on 600, and we will crank up the volume. Watch our needle. Alright, we can turn down the signal a little bit too much. Turn up the volume more. Okay, still too much. I think we can go to the low range on this. We can. Remember, we only want just enough to get by. Make sure we're all the way up, which we are. Now it says to go ahead and adjust that screw down in there. And I will do that with this great big long screwdriver because it's... Okay, here we go. Oop, the other way. Low frequency compensator adjust. Maximum. Alright, we can go to the next scale, I think, on that. And crank down the volume a little bit. We don't need quite so loud. This thing is almost all the way down. That's kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and see if we can pick it up a little bit more. Let me get my screwdriver back in there. Alright, here we go. There it is. She's now maxed out. That's it on that. Right on. The next step will be the police band alignment. It says turn the switch to the police band position. One switch over, which we just did. Set up your signal generator to 3.6 megacycles, which I have done right there. And then it says to go through and adjust one more time these cans. In this case, it'll be this hole, and this hole. Now I know this because it says there's a little drawing right here. A little drawing right there that tells me where each can is and which hole corresponds to which trimmer cap on each can. Pretty simple stuff. It's always nice to have the necessary documentation to do this stuff, and unfortunately we can't always get it. So let's see if we can't adjust the let me see, I've got to change that dial. My goodness, I got to change that dial. It says to 3.6. Well, let's go on down to 3.6 and see if we don't get a dial tone somewhere down there. I mean, a signal generator tone. Oh, there it is. My goodness, it's sitting at 3.8. Okay, it was way off over here on 3.8. I've now set the dial to 3.6 megacycles. And now we're going to go ahead and try to adjust it in and pick up a tone from the signal generator. So let's go over here and stick it down in this hole right here and see if we can't pick up some kind of a tone. We're looking for something. Okay, I'm going counterclockwise right now. Oh, we're starting to pick up something. And the meter's looking good. Oop, she went down. Let me go ahead and turn down this little, so we don't quite need that much signal on that one either. Remember, keep it low. Let's go back in. I know this is tedious stuff for y'all, but this is what you'll have to do. Let's bring this scale down too. We might be able to bring that down pretty far. Go back again. She's kind of a staticky little thing. Doesn't want to really cooperate that much, but we're going to get it up there as best we can. There she goes. She's going. She wants to play on us. That's about the max I'm going to get out of that thing, I think. Alright, that's about the max we're going to get out of it. Let's go see if we can't help it out with the antenna coil now. See if that doesn't help it a little bit. Yeah, it does. There we go. Let's go up a scale here. Oh, come on, screwdriver, get in the hole here. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can go a little bit higher. Which we are. Oop, there she's dipping down. Let's crank down that signal again. I think we can go to medium on that one again. Just bring it up a little bit. There we go. That's how you have to adjust it. Back and forth, back and forth. Get that screwdriver back in that antenna hole. And now let's see what happens. We can even go down a scale. And this is what we're going to do for the upper range. Or the upper range of the shortwave. Okay, that's maxed out right there. Okay, we've got the oscillator done, the antenna. Now let's go over here and tweaky peeky around on the RF and see if that'll help it even more. Make sure I got my screwdriver in there where it belongs, which I do. Yeah, she's going higher, higher, higher. Higher, 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 higher. That's good, that's good. Go up a scale. Bring down the tone a little bit. You got to constantly play with it, back and forth, back and forth. Boring, boring, but that's what we do as radio hobbyists. Bring it up, 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 as high as she'll go. She'll eventually peak over. There it is right there. That's the peak over point right there. That's it. Alright. That takes care of that portion of the police band. Now it says turn the tuning dial to 1.8 and set the signal generator to 1.8 and adjust the nut down in there for a maximum reading. So let's set that up. Alright, I've got it set up for 1.8 megacycles, and I've got my dial scale set at 1.8 megacycles, and you'll see that it's a little bit off from 1.8. See it? Just a tad to the right. So what we're going to do is put this back over to 1.8 where it's supposed to go, and we're going to go ahead and stick this down in here and see if we can't bring that baby in and get us a nice high reading on our meter. There we go. I'm going counterclockwise with that spin tight. slope. Oop, oop, back the other way. Back the other way. We want to go as high as we can. That's as high as she's gonna go. Much better. Much better. Kind of a little fluctuator there. We're on the 5-volt scale. Alright, and she's right on now. Alright. There you go. The last step in the procedure, we're going to adjust the upper range of the shortwave, and it says to set up your signal generator for 18 megacycles, which in this case is scale F, which is down here in the bottom. And it's just about right on, which is not too bad for such an old generator. Anyway, we're sitting at 18 megacycles according to my frequency counter. And then it says to set your band to the right all the way to the upper range of the shortwave, which we do. And then it says to set your scale all the way over to 18, which is this top scale here. And we should be getting some, let me get some volume up here first. Going to turn up our volume where we can hear something maybe. We should be getting something around 18. Yep, there we are. It's a little bit off, just a little bit off. So let's crank up the volume a little further. Put our scale over here. Let's bring up our sound just a little bit. I want to have the scale up around there, somewhere above 0 when I make my adjustments. And we go through the same procedure again. We will adjust this third trimmer cap right here. Oh boy, she's a touchy one. This ought to be interesting. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Alright, now we can go ahead and crank down this. Maybe even further, all the way down to low. Make sure this is almost up. Bring it up. Watch our meter. Okay, not too high. Now we can go down to scale 1. Maybe even down to the 5-volt scale. Let's see. Yeah. Now let's go back and put our screwdriver in the hole and try to adjust it again. Nope, we're going to have to change scales. It's just not going to let us do it. Play around with it, play around with it. That's what it's all about. And that's what, it's boring. I find this stuff to be boring. Some people love it. They love to milk every little tiny cycle out of their radios that they can get as far as accuracy goes, but this is the boring part to me. It's a very touchy coil, very touchy. What we're going to do is get what we can out of it and then bring the rest up. We're in the oscillator right now. Okay, that's about as high as I'm going to be able to get that thing. Very touchy. We'll bring it down. Bring it down a little. Bring the volume down a little. Let's see if we can't do something with the antenna and RF like we did the other one to help it out. If I can get the screwdriver in the hole. There we go. Yeah, that's helping a lot. Okay, she's coming up. Oop, that's it. That's about all we're going to get out of that. Now let's go over to the RF. Let's see what we can get out of that. And once we're done with this, that will complete. Oop, go the other way. Up, up, up. That's about it.